summer of 1348, London wakes the same way it has for centuries. Church bells echo across the river. Smoke rises from thousands of hearths. The Thames moves slowly under London Bridge, thick with boats, trade, and noise. Fishermen shout at dock workers. Merchants argue over cargo. A baker opens his stall before sunrise. It feels like an ordinary morning. But somewhere far across the sea, something has already begun. In a few months, half the people in this city will be dead. And nobody here knows it yet. Today we are walking through London on its last normal day. From sunrise at the docks to midnight in the darkest alleys, 7 places, 7 moments, in a city that believes it will last forever. London in 1348 holds around 50,000 people. That may not sound like much today. But inside medieval walls, it is overwhelming. The streets are narrow, barely wide enough for 2 carts. Most houses are timber, leaning forward like old men whispering secrets. Upper floors hang over the street so far that neighbors can shake hands from their windows. Below, the ground is mud, not clean mud. Mud mixed with horse dung, kitchen waste, rotting vegetables, and whatever people throw from chamber pots. When it rains, the entire city smells like a swamp. But London is rich. This is the financial heart of England. Ships bring wine from France, cloth from Flanders, spices from Italy, and from here, England exports its most valuable resource, wool. The wool trade funds the King's War with France. It also makes merchants very wealthy. But wealth in medieval London sits dangerously close to misery, because the same crowded streets that carry money also carry disease. At the docks, sailors talk. Sailors always talk. But lately their stories sound different. A ship arrives from the continent. Its crew tells strange things. Cities in Italy where people collapse in the streets. Swellings under the arms, black marks on the skin, death in 3 days. Entire villages abandoned. Bodies left unburied. Most Londoners laugh. Sailors exaggerate everything. Storms get bigger. Battles get bloodier. And plagues? Plagues happen somewhere else. They happen in distant ports. They happen to foreigners. London has survived fires, wars, and famine. Why would this be different? So life continues, busy, loud, confident, completely unaware of what is already moving toward them. At Billingsgate Wharf, the city is already awake. Crates slam onto wooden docks. Wine barrels roll across planks slick with fish blood. A crane creaks as it lifts heavy bales of wool. Dock workers shout over the noise. French, Flemish, English. No one understands everyone, but everyone understands money. A laborer earns 2 or 3 pennies a day carrying cargo. Enough for bread, ale, and maybe a shared bed in a crowded house. Not enough to rest, not enough to escape. Nearby, a sailor coughs into his sleeve. No one notices. Sailors are always sick. Salt air, bad food, long voyages. Just another morning, another ship, another cargo, another invisible passenger. By mid-morning, Cheapside Market is chaos. Hundreds of people fill the street. Stalls display everything: bread, chickens, apples, cloth, knives. Most people cannot read, so every shop hangs a painted sign: a boot for the cobbler, a loaf for the baker, a tankard for the tavern. A baker's wife argues with a fish seller. Prices have gone up again. War taxes, bad harvests, everything costs more. Wages do not. Nearby, constables drag a thief through the crowd. He stole a loaf of bread. Punishment is immediate. By noon, he will stand in the stocks, head and hands locked in wood, while the crowd throws rotten fruit. Justice here is fast, public, and brutal. But the market keeps moving, because survival leaves no time for sympathy. Near St. Paul's Cathedral, London looks different. The houses here have stone foundations, glass windows, and rare luxuries. Inside one of these homes, a wool merchant sits at dinner. This is the main meal of the day. Roasted pork, white bread, imported wine. Servants move quietly through the room. Outside, beggars wait near the gate for leftovers. The merchant reads a letter from Bruges. Trade is slowing. Something is wrong on the continent. Village is empty. Ports closed. Strange sickness spreading along trade routes. He frowns, but not from fear, from inconvenience. Business disruptions are irritating. Plague is something that happens to the poor, not to men with stone houses. Cross London Bridge and the city changes. Southwark lies outside the walls, which means outside most laws. This is where London puts everything it does not want to see. Brothels, illegal taverns, gambling dens, bear-baiting pits. The streets are thick with sewage, open drains run beside the road, families live 5 or 6 to a room, a tavern erupts into a fight over dice, a knife flashes, someone bleeds. The tavern keeper throws them out before the watch arrives. In a doorway nearby, a young prostitute coughs, hard, deep, a wet sound that rattles her chest. She wipes blood from her lips, then waits for the next customer. In Southwark, sickness is normal, which means no one will notice when something far worse arrives. Late afternoon, at St. Bartholomew's Hospital, monks care for the sick. The hospital is one long stone hall. Beds stand side by side. Sometimes 2 patients share one. A man with a broken leg groans in pain. A woman burns with fever. A child's leg is turning black from infection. The monks try everything they know. Herbal mixtures, bloodletting, prayer. Incense burns in the air. They believe disease travels through bad air, so they fill the room with smoke to purify it. Water used to wash wounds is reused again and again. No one understands germs. No one understands contagion. Which means when plague finally arrives, this hospital will become one of the fastest ways to spread it. As the sun sets, the Tower of London grows busy. Inside the fortress, blacksmiths hammer arrowheads. Soldiers drill in the courtyard, scribes record taxes that fund the war with France. Then a messenger arrives. His horse is exhausted. The message is simple. Plague has reached ports across the Channel. Officials argue. Should they close London's docks? If trade stops, food stops. Merchants panic. Riots could follow. So the decision is delayed. They will wait and hope. History will show that waiting is the worst choice they could make. Night falls. London becomes dark. There are no streetlights, only torches and candlelight behind shuttered windows. The watch walks the streets with lanterns, calling the hour. 10 o'clock, and all is well. Families sit near their hearths, talking, eating, arguing, laughing. A tavern crowd debates the rumors again. A merchant scoffs. Plague will never reach London. A priest quietly disagrees, but the argument fades. Candles burn low, doors close. The city sleeps, confident in its permanence. But 4 months from now, ships carrying invisible death will sail up the Thames. The first deaths will seem like fever. Then swellings appear, then black fingers. Then bodies pile faster than graves can be dug. By winter, half of London will be gone. Entire streets silent, homes abandoned, church bells ringing endlessly for the dead. But tonight, the city is alive, crowded, filthy, loud, normal, the last normal night. And like every civilization before disaster, no one knows it yet. Subscribe to the channel so we can explore new lands and historical periods together in our upcoming videos.